It is about brain segmentation. So one of the topics I was presented at the beginning. And the idea is to have these brain segmentation workflows migrated from desktop application to cloud applications. And here's the supplement of this parent grant. So in terms of the context of the parent grant, the idea is to define a new set of new anatomical structures that are better in terms of like more accurate and more refined. And this is used in the Human Connectome project. And the main idea is to have 200 of those MRI images segmented by experts with a specific set of rules on how to do this parcellation. And then the idea is to, at the end, build a better atlas that the community can use. I guess the atlases that we're using are a little bit old right now. So the current tool they are using is based on this very well-known neuroimaging tool called 3D Slicer. And basically, they want to move forward. So right now, the tool, you have to download it and install it. It's a desktop application. If you want to access the data, you have to download it. And if you want to share the results, you have to send it via email or share it on Dropbox or any data repository you could use. And then in terms of the workflow execution, and this is one of the big parts, it's basically a manual workflow execution. You have instructions, and then you have the tool, and then you move forward with instructions. What we propose in this supplement is to move this to the web. So, and we are going to use the Spine Virtual Laboratory. So in terms of tool access, everything's going to be web-based. You only need a browser. Data access will be centralized. So Spine will handle the data, distribution of the data, and then also getting the results. And this is the main key. It's those workflows that are codified, that are sent just as text to the contributors are going to be moved to codified workflows, step-by-step guidance. And in every step, they will only have access to the tools that are required for every specific step. And this will come a little bit easier to see later. So basically, with this movement from desktop to web, we want to bring the scientists to the data instead of sending the data to the scientists. We want to have more orchestration. If you are handling 200 images, 4 raters, and then distributing and getting everything organized, a little bit complex if you don't use something that is centralized. And then finally, codifying these workflows in a way that are easy to share, easy to modify, and then having this auditing based on the centralization of the data, then is going to make easier to reproduce the results. So it is better for reproducible science. So this is, on the left, you have the current implementation, which is 3D Slicer. And here you can see this is the web, it's not the interface, desktop interface. And here you have this, what they call effects. And this was a plugin specifically created for 3D Slicer. And you have all the tools right here, and then you have access to all the viewers. And then in the instructions, there is standard operating procedures. You have step-by-step what you have to do. What we propose in the virtual laboratory Spine is to have those steps codified in a simple language that can be edited by anyone. Have this kind of like defining step-by-step. And then in every step, the grader will have access only to the tools that are required. So this becomes easier to do and also easier to follow. And then everything is web-based. So it's just easier to access. And also we can integrate, as I see here, I can show here, we can integrate some contextual step-by-step instructions. So every time you go to a new step, you will have access to the instructions for that specific step. So for this supplement, what we have done is all the core functionalities of the desktop application were moved into web-based tools. So now can be used in the web. we have moved the definitions of the workflows step by step that are just one single document into computerized language workflows. So basically we use JSON schemas, which are pretty much the standard of communication in web services right now. And this new design was integrated into Spine. And currently we're working on deploying Spine on the cloud by using the collaboration with NIH Strides, and we're using AWS currently. So without further ado, I would like to do a demo, and then hopefully everything becomes better understanding. So I hope everyone can see my screen. So this is the landing page for Spine. And what I would like to show first is the workflow editor. So in this workflow editor, we have workflows, tasks, tools, and data. And I just want to showcase one of the workflows we have. So for instance, we have the segmentation of the third ventricle here. And here we have one input image. The output is the segmentation of the third ventricle of the brain. We have some multiple steps. And just to showcase the definition of a task and a tool, here you can see everything is JSON code, which is validated using a JSON schema. So it's very well known in the web community, JSON and JSON schema standards, and it's easy to share, easy to modify. So let's say we have a new structure to segment. We come here, kind of like drag and drop and build our workflow, and then we can execute our workflow. So I'm going to show you how does it look in real time. So I'm going to go to this task. I have one task to be done right now. So the system is going to go. So right now I'm in the third step, which is the segmentation of this structure. I'm going to wait a little bit, get the image loaded. But as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 steps. And here I can monitor what are the cases I have to do. So let me go back just once and then show you a little bit the tools that are defined per step. So here I'm defining here the anterior boundary of the transverse cerebral tissue. So here I don't have any widgets. What I just need to do is go and find the anterior boundary. So I'm not a physician, but I will guess that it's somewhere over here. Then go to the next step. And then here, I'm going to perform the segmentation. First, it's called, in this workflow, we have a segmentation and a quality control step, which is the last. So here, I can, you see the green line moving over there. So I'm right here in between the limits, and I have just the tools that I need to use to do this segmentation. So just quick example here. And then this data prof. Very user-friendly. I can select the range I want to use, and then I can use this brush and then go and do the segmentation. And then if the user wants to remember what's happening here, there's this help panel. Here we have the instructions for this specific step. We have examples here. So you can come here, and then there are specific instructions on what to do. What are you looking for? And we can also have videos, instructive videos, which are not ready for this workflow, where we explain a little bit more in detail what are we looking for, what are the specific instructions that you have to do in every step. So I don't know if I'm on time, but I will leave this last step. So just one last thing at the end. Once I'm done, I go to the next step. And then finally, I can submit my case, and then the PR of the project can monitor what cases I have done so far. I'm going to stop the presentation here, and then I'm happy to answer any questions.